Hello, everyone. Welcome to Vedanta Talks. This Om symbol is from Chinmaya Mission, and my entire knowledge of, not entire knowledge of, most of the knowledge of Vedanta is based on my association with Chinmaya Mission. So I want to honor it, and this will be done based on my understanding and the books and commentaries provided by Swami Chinmayananda, Swami Tejomayananda, everybody associated with Chinmaya Mission. So I want to respect that. So before we start, I'm going to follow the Chinmaya Mission thing again. We start with the Shanti Mantra. I sent that mantra to you. It's up to you. If you want, you can memorize it or read it along with me. I will always keep it with the screen, on the screen when I'm reading it. So you can read it along with me, or you can just listen to it. It's up to you. Basically, what we are doing with this Shanti Mantra is, it's not that I'm a teacher here. I'm more of like we all are having a discussion kind of thing. I'm explaining what I learned. The Sahana Bhavatu, what it does is it says that it kind of creates a contract between teacher and student. Basically, it says that let both of us be protected, right? Let we be nourished with the discussions that we are having. Let's have an enriching conversation, right? And then may our study be enlightening. And when it says let there be no animosity amongst us, how does animosity come? It is because usually our Vedanta is not dependent on blind faith. It is based on faith. The difference between blind faith and faith is, in faith, questions are entertained. You can ask a question. You can say, how is this possible? You can do all those things. I should be able to answer those. If I'm not able to answer those, I will go do some research, come back and answer those. But how the question should be, it should be in a way that you have to have respect. You have to have a genuine question. Your question should not be, the student should not ask a question for the sake of discounting the teacher or saying that I'm going to prove you wrong kind of stuff. The intention should be right. Now, how should the teacher answer the question? The teacher should answer the question in a way that satisfies the curiosity of the student. It should not be judgmental. It should not be condescending. It doesn't matter how basic the question is. It should be answered with the same intention from the teacher as a complicated question or anything would be. If that kind of contract is not there between teacher and student, animosity happens. So we are saying from the beginning itself that we are asking God, please let there be no animosity among us, right? That is the reason for that. So let's all start with the Shanti Mantram. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Okay. So this is not a Sanskrit class. This is not a sloka teaching class. So I will be reading slokas, but I will not be helping you learn the slokas. It is up to you. You have the books. I gave the link to the books. You can read the slokas and you can read them along with me. Okay. So introduction. Today we are going to talk about Tattvabodha. In the future, I'm going to add more text. The context will be Tattvabodha, the concepts will be taken from Tattvabodha, but I might, to deepen the conversation, I might introduce some other books like Viveka Chudamani and other books that I read to explain the concept even further. So all these books, they are written by Sri Adi Shankaracharya. Why are they written? They are written to explain Vedanta in a simplistic form to us. Like whoever cannot understand it in the original forms of Vedas and Upanishads and Brahma Sutras, Adi Shankaracharya did a wonderful job in explaining it in a very, very practical way, how to make it, basically how to implement it in real life, right? Because if you talk about in the olden days, Vedas were they were like very sacred texts. They were given to students after in Gurukulam, right? after you have proven yourself to be worthy of learning, right? So, but here, Swami Chinmayananda. So this is completely like, I'm extremely, extremely grateful to Swami Chinmayananda and the Chinmaya Mission for the service they are doing. What they do is they take all these books. Swami Chinmayananda has written the commentary. A lot of people have written commentary on all these Vedas, right? But I personally, I have read other books growing up, but maybe my maturity level was not there. I was a kid, I didn't have life experiences. So I did not understand. And I used to ask a lot of questions. I used to ask a lot of questions. Why this? Why like that? I don't like Krishna because he's self-centered. These are the comments I made when I was growing up, right? So, but I think uh, for my curiosity, for my logic-oriented mind, I think Swami Chinmayananda is and Chinmaya Mission, Swami Tejomayananda, all the Swamis who are from the Chinmaya Mission, they help me understand. They break it into like so well, so beautifully, like a flow chart that it sits in my head and I can implement it in my real life, right? It's not something, some concept somewhere only rishis can implement it sitting in the Himalayas, right? I can implement it in my daily life with all the relationships I have. I can implement it at work with my kids, with my family, with my neighbors, everybody, right? So I love Swami Chinmayananda so much. I'm extremely, extremely grateful to him. So, and basically my kids in US are learning. I grew up in an environment where my grandfather is a Vedic scholar and everybody, my mom's side, everybody come from a very literary background. And when we meet also the discussion is on that, like Nirvana Shatakam, what is this, what is that, like I grew up Vidvat Paddhati, Bhartruhari Subhashan, how a student should be, how a wife should be, how a girl should be, how a daughter should be. For everything there is like I was raised with slokas. But that is one thing. But I'm like, why should I be like that? Why should I do this? Why should I do that? Some people who did not follow this also were like not so bad off. So why? So I had all those whys in my head while growing up, right? But after I came here, my kids went to my association is for 15 years now. My older son is 20 years old. He started when he was 5, kindergarten. And every day he would come and he would tell me like what the teachers told about the stories and everything. And the beauty of it is there is no religion involved. Even though these are spiritual texts, this is Introduction to Hindu Philosophy. If you take out spirituality from religion, I think it will answer all the whys. Because in religion is a discipline. It is a madhyam. It is a way. It is a means to lead you to spirituality. So for some people who are not like I grew up, my mom is extremely the greatest devotee that I have seen in my life in person. But somehow for me, that devotion is, I respect, I have complete faith in gods. I respect gods. I do pray them, but not like her. Hers is complete faith, complete surrender. I haven't come to a place of that yet. For me, it is, um, let me understand why. I ask questions. Why? Unless I'm satisfied with the answer, I will not do it. I'm rebel, I'm stubborn, I don't know what it is. But so Swami Chinmayananda came to my grace and he's like, he helped me. I want to read out Swami Chinmayananda's mission, Chinmaya mission. Our mission is to provide to individuals from any background. That is very, very important for me. Any background, not restricted to certain classes of society and certain, have you done so many years of this, that? No, any background, the wisdom of Vedanta and the practical means of spiritual growth. Practical means of spiritual growth. That is the keyword for me. And happiness, enabling them to become positive contributors to society. For me, again, that is very important. It is not enough if you learned something. For me personally, I believe that the journey from information to creativity, right? A lot of people ask, what is my purpose in life? What am I supposed to do? I will tell you in a nutshell what I learned from Patriji from Pyramid Valley Association. I learned this beautiful explanation of how to quickly understand my purpose of life. When you read a book, right? Book has information in it. You read a book, you understand it. When you read it, you don't understand it. You just have information. You know where to find the information. But once you understand it, it becomes knowledge, right? I'm knowledgeable about this. I'm knowledgeable about Tattvabodha because I read the book and I understood it. Now, wisdom comes when you implement the knowledge that you have gained. When you implement it several times, that it has become your second nature to implement it day in and day out without referring the knowledge or book or anything. That is called wisdom. You are wise because you have learned something, you have implemented in your life to, like, great advantage of you and others. That is wisdom. What is creativity? Creativity comes when, with the wisdom you have gained of the knowledge you have learned, you have created something new, putting your unique touch to it, your signature to it. What is tons, hundreds, thousands, millions of people have written about commentaries on Tattvabodha, Vedanta, and everything. Why am I doing it again? How am I different? I can as well say, if I wanted to share, I can as well say, hey, this is the book, go and read it, right? What am I bringing it to the table? My way of, because if there is anybody who is like me, who has a lot of questions on why, and yeah, this is all good in books. How do I implement it in my daily life? Because I implemented it in my daily life, and this is my way of, for me, visual is very important. So for me, putting it in slides, showing it as in a visual, giving real life examples with my kids, my husband, my job, my coworker, my mom, my brother, that makes it very real for me. It makes it so real that when I share that with others, you need not even remember the sloka, you need not even remember which book it came from. Hey, Madhuri said she does this with her son as a gratitude practice, maybe I should do it. So it doesn't matter. So what I did, my unique signature is me sharing the way I understand it and the way I implement it, right? So that is my purpose of life. My purpose of life is to create something out of the wisdom I gained, putting my unique signature to it. That is my purpose of life. It could be anything. So my purpose of life is it going to be only giving talks on the books I read? No, it could be anything. It could be translated to anything. Today I'm doing this, maybe tomorrow for any reason, if I'm not doing this, I might be doing one-on-one counseling. I might be doing something else. I might be doing master classes, anything. It doesn't matter what I do, in which mode I do, as long as I take the wisdom I gained and convert it into something with my unique signature in it, right? And actually, all our life, we have the experiences we have to, to tune us that way. All the experiences we are having in life right now, it doesn't matter whether you like it or not, life will happen, right? Whether you can suffer, you can, like, take lessons from it, use it as an opportunity, take those challenges and turn it into opportunities and learn and gain something and make something out of it. It is up to you, right? So purpose of life for anybody is take what is happening to you in your life right now or what happened in the past. Now, what is it that I can do to contribute to the society in a positive way? What have I learned? If I have a health problem, if I have an accident, if I have something, right? If I have my kids who are not well, or if I have my spouse or somebody who is not well, or something happened to them, or financial problems, anything, right? What did I learn from it? How can I teach the learnings to others in the way that I learned? That is your positive contribution to the society. That is your purpose of your life. It could be in any form. That is, I think that's what, so the thing I love about Chinmay Mission is it talks about positive contributions to the society. I love every part of that mission. And Swami Tejomayananda ji, he followed Swami Chinmayananda as the head of the organization, and he has written the commentary on this book. So I'm extremely grateful to him. He has come to our organization here as well, and we have met them. And Sankaracharya, as you all know, he lived only for a very, very young age. And it seems he finished writing all the books by the age of 16. So these are called Karana Janmalu. That means there is a reason that they came here. They did not waste any time. They just, right from the time they were born, they were just, they did what they were supposed to do. Like, I came, I did, I left. kind of thing. So, and those people, they leave huge. And who wrote about this? Swami Vivekananda. He also same thing, right? He died at the age of 32, and the impact he did on the world is like amazing, amazing. So happiness. So Vedanta starts, the first question in Vedanta is, what is the goal of human life? What is the goal of human life? It depends on when you ask me. When I'm a kid, my goal of human life is to study well and get good grades, have fun. That is my goal in life. So later on, once I come to college, my goal in life is earn a degree. Like, why am I earning a degree? So that I can secure a job. Why do I need a job? So that I can change the status. I can become eligible for marriage or for family or something. I get married. Then what? Kids. Then what? I think life starts from there. Once you have kids, life starts from there. I love this image where we start this balancing thing. It is one thing, and as you see, it becomes more as we grow older, and as and when our life moves forward. It doesn't matter whether you are single, you have kids, you don't have kids, you are taking care of parents, you are not taking care of parents. It doesn't matter. Everybody's life has this kind of complication where you are being challenged more and more. Why is that? Because whether you like it or not, life is happening. You are progressing in life. You are just not aware of it. So for you to progress in life, if you are a lifelong student, right from first grade, second grade becomes harder, 10th grade becomes harder, PhD becomes even harder, and you keep doing multiple PhDs, it becomes harder and harder. There you can see material grades. In life, you don't see material grades, but you are a lifelong student. You are constantly learning. Every next lesson is going to be harder than the previous one, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, whether you say, I want a pause here, doesn't matter, life happens. How you take it makes your life happy or sad. That's all it is. So we all have different goals. You want to become a doctor, I want to become an engineer, somebody wants to become a surgeon, whatever. What is the main goal? You want to be happy, right? Why do we have those goals? Because this makes me happy. So why do we have different goals? Because some people feel that becoming a doctor and serving people makes them happy. Some feel that becoming an engineer and building stuff makes me happy. Either this or that, but all those are materialistic things, right? They're all objects. So we make objects our goal. Our goals are objects, right? Now, what is a desire for happiness? Let me. So when we see why do we desire happiness? What is like, when did it start, right? We are born with it. Everybody is born with the desire for happiness. And the reason you're searching for happiness means that you're not currently happy, right? Why do we search for happiness? Because we are not currently happy. I hear a lot of people saying that, oh, I am happy, I'm content in life, but I also want to achieve this. If you're content in life, why do you want to achieve the other thing? What is it going to bring you something that is not there already today? Like if I'm full, if I had a full meal, I will not go like looking for what is that sweet, what is this sweet, what is this thing, should I eat this, should I? You're full, you're content. Even if you give me like my favorite dessert, it won't taste the same because I'm full. I won't be able to enjoy it. I actually, if you like something, you will say, I don't want it because I really want to enjoy it. Give me 2 hours. I will eat after that, right? So when you're really content, you will stop looking for things. The reason we always look for happiness, look for the next thing is because the current existing state is a certain amount of dissatisfaction. Why do we have dissatisfaction? If everything that we have is giving some kind of dissatisfaction to a certain extent, that means we are always in sadness, right? In some amount of sadness. If that is the case, can we just give up desire and live in sorrow? Isn't that easier? Like, no work, right? But we cannot be happy being unhappy as well. Even that bothers us. If I'm unhappy, I want to be less unhappy, right? Now, the significance of this image is I feel that we all are underneath humans, but we all are unique in our own way. We have our own colors and shades, right? Now, when you sharpen the pencil, right? Now we are happy with who we are because remember, that soul contracts and everything, we chose who we want to be. I chose to be a red color pencil in this life. I chose after careful consideration of my previous lives, vasanas and everything. I said, you know what? Me being a red color pencil will solve the purpose of my life. So at that time, when I'm deciding to come as a red colored pencil, I was wise, right? I had a big picture. I had the 10,000 feet view. So I picked to be a red colored pencil. And in all its, if I don't touch it, if I be a red pencil, my life will be, I think, very good. But once I start, like I sharpen myself, I'm ready to, like, do my job, like I'm going to color this, then I see others. I see others and like, I think that purple is looking a little better than me. Maybe if I were purple, it would have been better. So I want something that other people have. Because I think that something else is better. The grass is greener on the other side. Now I want to change myself to be purple. Comparison, changing myself away from my true nature, always causes sorrow. Because I'm always in search of something else that is better than me, something, and I don't even know if being purple is good or not. Unless I go there and experience it, I'm like, I don't think this is working out. And unfortunately, we don't bounce back to our true nature, which is red. I first try purple, then I try yellow, then I try green, then I try blue. It takes a lifetime to realize that, you know what, I think I was better being red. I'll come back to red. That's the entire life stretch that we take to keep looking for something better, 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 and then eventually coming back to our true nature. What is the nature of happiness? Do you want to be happy today, tomorrow, like for a short period of time, for a few years, for next year? No, we want everything. I want every moment of my life, starting from now and forever. I'm smart. I'm not saying I want my yesterday to be happy because I know I cannot change my yesterday, right? Moving from now, everything I want to be happy, happily ever after, right? I always complain that in movies, in Disney movies and all that, right? They show that they lived happily ever after. They only show romance movies where the guy and the girl meet. Until they meet, all the turbulences they have, like parents not accepting some bad guy, villain, whatever, life circumstances, that they don't let them meet, all these things. Then they say, now they marry somehow, and then they lived happily ever after. I think life starts, at least, I think for people who are married can say that life starts after you get married, because you have no idea. Until then, at least you are trained. You want a job, you have studied, your parents have given good education and say, you know what, you just go and interview, you'll get a job. It's nothing that you're doing something extra there, right? Whatever you learned, you just go give an interview, you'll get a job. But nobody taught you how to become a parent. Nobody taught you. You might have seen other cousins or holding babies, but until you hold your own baby, you have no clue what you're doing. And you are so scared because you are complete, all of a sudden you become full responsible for a life. That's like insane amount of pressure. From there, things start, right? You screw up. Everybody screws up because we don't know. We are human. We make mistakes. And we are like, okay, I have to get better now. I did not do this right. How do I know I did not do something right? Because I'm comparing. I'm comparing with another mom. I'm comparing with another dad. I'm comparing with my mom, my dad, my in-laws, or some book, some parenting magazine. I'm always comparing. Oh, they are doing a better job. That means I am not. How can I equip myself so that I can do a better job like them? Same thing, right? Apples and oranges. We always feel apple and orange cannot be compared. They have their own true nature, they have their own taste, they have their own texture, everything is different. But you want to be something different, not even knowing. An apple, we can never understand how orange can be or how orange is. But still, apple wants to become an orange. I think I love the yellow color. I'm fed up of this red color. I think I would love that orange color. And but we jump, but we always, the happiness seems fleeting. After something, we have attained this, now it's gone. Attained this, it's gone. So what is the true nature of happiness? True nature of happiness is that eternal, infinite, unlimited happiness. You put me in a place, and it is said that, why do people in the olden days, a lot of people used to do homam and everything for yajna, homas and everything for going to heaven. The entire Kathopanishad starts with, I think his name is Vajrasena. The king wants to do a homa to go to heaven. And his son, he'll be asking him questions, what are you sacrificing something which is not useful to others and all that? And he says, you know what, just go die. As a matter of fact, he says that. And this son, Nachiketa, he's, I think, 7 or 9 years old. He's extremely smart kid. And he knows that I have to listen to my father. If my father said go die, I have to die. So he'll go to Yamaloka. The entire book is about the dialogue between Nachiketa, the 7 or 9-year-old boy, and Yama. Yama is supposed to be very, very knowledgeable in everything. He teaches Atma Jnanam, he teaches how this, how that, self, everything in that book. So he literally goes and says, looks like the entire world needs how to be happy. Can you teach me how to be happy so that I can go and teach the world how to be happy? So everybody seems like that, right? We want unlimited happiness. Otherwise, we'll never settle for less. Nobody settles for less. Even the desire, why are we learning Vedanta? Why are we're like it's a mystery box. I want to see if Vedanta can offer me something that I don't have today. That is also a desire, right? So in the quest for happiness, what do? We'll try to change our existing thing. Let me change the place I live, right? I'm in a village. I don't have enough opportunities to earn money. So let me go to a city. Oh, I came to a city, not enough opportunities. Let me see if I can go to a bigger city. Out of country, how can I make it global? Now people are talking about Mars, right? Moon, go to another planet. We often keep changing places to find happiness. Status, I'm single right now, let me get married. Single people always feel that it is better to marry somebody, be in love, stay with somebody else kind of thing. People who are married, some people are like, I think I should get separated. This is not working out. And if you are into old age, if you lose one of your spouse, then it's like you're missing them. You're like, I cannot live this alone kind of thing. Either way, in whichever status you are in, you're always trying to see maybe the other status is better, right? And time. We are always looking for better times. It's a very common saying that the good old days. Would you have said the same thing in this present? Today is your good old day. It will become a good old day when you are 10 years farther from now. Or you are saying something better will come. This year, I think by end of this year, I will do this. Once I do this, I think better thing will come. My life will change. I'll get more finances. I'll get more health, whatever, right? So time. Objects. We always want objects. I think if I have a better car, I'll be happy. More jewelry, I'll be happy. Whatever. Gadgets right now these days. And people. Oh my God, this has become a craze right now, right? At least since COVID started, we are always looking for which group can I join, which will give me more peace, more, more tools to accomplish what I need. If one group does not work, we go to another group, we go to another group, we go to another group, right? We keep changing the people we interact with to see if there is happiness in one group versus the other. And then, of course, body is the eternal struggle. Everybody has weight loss. I have to let me change my body. If I'm heavier, I should become lighter. If I'm thin, I should become stronger. If I'm weak, I should do strength training, cardio, whatever, right? We are constantly trying to change all these things to see if we can become more and more happier. So I think every Chinmaya Mission student, every Chinmaya student in the sense, not just kids, adults also who take Vedanta classes, we have this chart in our Vedanta class every day. And this will be pointed out every single time. So there are two aspects of life. One is the subject, me. I am the experiencer of the life, right? And then the world. World is filled with objects, emotions, and thoughts, right? How do I experience world? I experience world through experiencing the things that objects give me and the emotions I have towards people or something, and my perceptions, my thoughts towards things, right? That is the world. So two aspects of life is I am the subject and the world is different. World is filled with objects, emotions, and thoughts. Now, what is the nature of happiness? Is it the subject or object? because we have seen that we tend to change. The happiness is fleeting when we change one object to another, one emotion to another, one thought to another, right? So here, this is called the BMI chart. BMI means body, mind, and intellect. So Om consciousness, supreme consciousness is the reality, one consciousness, right? This is real. Everything else here is unreal. Unreal in the sense that it is Maya. If any of these, all of these cause sorrow for us. Anything that causes sorrow for you is unreal, because you are looking at it with a shade of Maya on it. Like if there is a whitewash wall, right? If there is a white wall in front of me, Om is like that white wall. The reality, the truth is it's a white wall. We all are standing here. We are given different shades of glasses. I have pink, you have blue, somebody has purple, yellow, whatever. I will say, why do we experience the same thing differently? Same job, why do two different people? Let's make it completely like, same workplace, same title, same projects, same boss, everything being the same. How do two people experience it differently? Because of my vasanas, how I perceive things, how I feel things, how I think, my emotions, everything gives a certain shade for me. Because of that, I will see it as pink. You will see it as blue. You are saying, no, this is blue. You don't understand. And I'm like, I start judging you. How the hell are you watching it as blue? It is pink. It is not blue. I am looking it as blue. That means your vision is wrong. Something has to be fixed in you. Because it is pink, it is not blue. You have to see it as pink, right? So other person will say, no, this is yellow. And everybody will create their own classes to share that why you should see it as blue. Let me start a masterclass, right? Let me teach you how to see it as blue, how to see it as pink, because what you're saying is wrong. I am right, you are wrong. The entire, I think that ego thing, right? Ego thing is I know better than you. Somehow I know better than you. I'm more qualified than you for whatever reason. So all that is Maya. Life is happening as it is supposed to happen. People are dying, people are like born. Your job, your experiences, everything, the events that are happening are supposed to happen exactly that way. How you perceive it depends on the shade glasses you have. And vasanas are based on our past lives, right? Vasanas are based on that we carry forward based on our past lives. That depends where you are born, to which parents you are born, in which circumstances you are born, what comes into your life to nourish you, to help you, to grow you into this particular human being, all that is defined by vasanas, right? Now, BMI are the upadhi. Upadhi means instruments, instruments with which we experience life, our body, our mind, and our intellect. With my body, I perceive things through my sense organs, right? I perceive things through my sense organs. Different objects. Is it hot or cold? Is it beautiful or not? Does it sound right? Does it feel good, soft or hot, whatever, right? So with my sense organs, I am perceiving objects using my body, right? That is this vertical. Now, using my mind, I am feeling with my emotions. I feel angry. Why? Because consistently you have been saying things which do not in my favor or to annoy me. So I have set in my mind that you always do this, and my emotion is anger towards you. I am peaceful. In my mind, whenever I did meditation, I felt a lot of peace. So I feel peaceful whenever I think about meditation or do meditation. See, this is the mind aspect of it. Intellect. Intellect means the discrimination of what is good or bad. Humans are the only ones who have intellect. No other animals and all, they don't have intellects. Humans have intellect. Again, this is based on what is told in the Vedanta. So there are so many people who will say that who have pets or who have been in the in the marine life with whales and dolphins and everything, they say they have intellect. I'm not going to go into that discussion because I have very, very less knowledge in that. I'm sharing what is taught, what I have been taught. Okay. So humans have the intellect, in the sense, the intellect to make the discrimination of what is good and bad, right? This is good, that is bad. Sleeping late is bad for me. Sleeping early or having good amount of sleep is good for me. I have the intellect. I have a capacity to think for myself that if I watch a movie until 12, I will not be able to wake up in the morning, right? I have the capacity to think. And I have the intellect to say, this is good value for my time. This is not a good value for my time. So based on my intellect, I think through the thoughts, right? So the BMI are the upadhi. They are the instruments which will help you experience the world, right? Now, perceiver, feeler, and thinker, right? This is me, I the experiencer, right? Jiva. Jiva means I, life. I am the perceiver, feeler, and thinker. What do I perceive, feel, and think? Objects, emotions, and thoughts. This is the Jagat world, right? So this is Upadhi, instruments. This is Jiva, me, experiencer. And this is the world, how I perceive using my instruments. And how do I get my body, mind, and intellect? How are we all different? How are we all unique? Based on the vasanas, based on our past lives, what we carried forward, right? So this is now the entire quest, irrespective of what your vasanas were, irrespective of what you have, the entire quest is to experience the reality, which is Om, consciousness, one consciousness. The effort, whatever you are doing, the effort, no matter what you do, the effort is to find that eternal happiness that is one consciousness. When, see, again, going back to the example of the wall, right? The white wall, something in you, your true nature knows that it is white. Your true nature knows it, but it is in the subconscious. You don't know it, but something eats you up. This is not right. Let me take it out and use blue glasses. Let me try yellow glasses. Let me try pink glasses. You keep going from one to another because you are dissatisfied, because you don't know the truth. Until you know the truth, you're not happy. You're not truly happy. In the quest of that, you keep changing place, time, body, and all those things to find eternal happiness, right? And you will not be satisfied until you see the white wall. Then you are like at peace. It's like OCD, right? I have to know the truth. Literally, that is OCD of your true existence. Your OCD of true existence is that I need to know the truth. And until I know the truth, I will keep searching for it by doing whatever I can. So to explain the true nature, right? We'll take the example of sugar and chocolate. Sugar, its true nature is sweet. It is sweet. Irrespective of time, place, shape, and the person who eats it, it is always sweet, right? Now, if you eat one granule like 15th time, it still tastes sweet, correct? Now that is sugar, that is the subject. Now object is chocolate is made with sugar. I'm talking about chocolates that are made with sugar. Let's take that for example. Most people, they enjoy chocolate. They eat one, amazing, right? If I wake you up in the middle of the night, you are a deep sleep, and say, hey, do you want to eat I have a Belgian chocolate. Do you want to eat this? What will your reaction be? Based on the circumstance, the place, and the time, you will not appreciate it as much, right? Now, I'll say, hey, this is a full box of chocolates. Keep eating, keep eating. And after the diminishing, this thing, right? The value of diminishing gains or something is there. The more you eat, the less your liking will be. You'll come to a place where like, oh my God, I'm fed up of those Belgian chocolates, man. Please don't get Belgian chocolates anymore, right? These are the objects. So that is the difference between the true nature versus object. So happiness by deduction, right? If it is nature of objects of the world, if it were, then irrespective of one who experiences them, when, where, or however frequently, objects would give us joy. But they won't. It is the diminishing. Pursuit of happiness, downward spiral, right? We start with something, it's like amazing. I bought a Ferrari, it's an amazing car. Once you buy a Ferrari, you have to maintain it. Eventually you're like, oh my God, somebody like just knocked off my car, they dented my car. I can't even imagine it. I have to pay a fortune to get it fixed. Why did I even buy a Ferrari? Later, you'll come to a place where you get vairagya. You will say, you know what? After having dreamt for Ferrari, bought a Ferrari, maintained a Ferrari, I'm telling you, please don't buy a Ferrari. It is not worth it. Right? That is what happens. You think there is joy in something, you acquire it, you get attached to it. That attachment is what brings sorrow. And then you end up being sad. Right? That is with all the material objects. Now, by the law of remainder, Parisesha Nyaya, the law of remainder, process of elimination, we saw that there is a subject, experiencer, and objects, world of objects. We already saw that the objects won't give you eternal happiness. So what is left? We, the experiencer, right? So for us, if you're sad in life, or if you want to acquire something in life, or if you're working towards something in life, ask this question all the time for every single object of your aspiration. Will it give me happiness in every place? Will it give me happiness in all times? Will it give me happiness in all circumstances? All those things. If you ask the question and the answer is no, you should really think, is it worth my time? Is it worth my time and effort? Because you're losing all. Just today, I saw one LinkedIn post where you're born, you're happy, you're playful, you're doing everything. But once you become an adult, until you are retired, you're always working, earning money, pursuit of success, and definition of success is different people. If you're not doing what you love in that period of time, life is happening. You missed the life. You missed witnessing the joys of life. You missed experiencing life as it were unfolding, right? So think carefully of what you want to do. Everything you want to aspire, anything you want to aspire, I think this kind of self-inquiry should be done by each one of us. When you do that and still make a decision, then it is up to you. That's fine. But otherwise, you will end up in that cycle of, does it mean that I'm not supposed to have any branded stuff, not luxuries? Should I not supposed to have? No, that is not true. You can enjoy everything. Actually, I asked this question. The last time we had a question on Titiksha and Tapasya. We were having a discussion on that, and I asked one of Meena Auntie is our organization. She's 80 plus. She is the organization head of San Ramon, the branch I go to. I asked her, so if I like something and if I doing something, if I find happiness in doing it, and if that happiness is God, right? What is God? There is no like some external being of God. It gives you a lot of peace and everything. Like, for example, I gave her an example of musicians, right? Musicians, they, at least they go, I'm talking about the Carnatic musicians that I have seen, the Hindustani or Carnatic musicians I have seen, they go so deep. It is their tapasya. They go, it's almost you can see divinity in them, right? When they're performing and all that, they go into a different plane. So I told her that the musician going so deep into their music world and attaining that kind of peace, is it wrong what they're doing? She said, no, as long as tomorrow something happens, they get a throat cancer or something like that, and they cannot sing anymore. Will that take them into sorrow? Then that is attachment. That is not divinity, that is not spirituality, that is attachment. The difference between spirituality and attachment is spirituality does not end in sorrow, attachment ends in sorrow. If you take away the power of singing from a musician, how will the quality of life be? After they achieved that peak zenith, right? If they still are okay, they are fine with that, then music, anything should be a medium. Basically, anything and everything should be a medium for you to reach that one consciousness. If by removing that medium, if you're completely dropped, that means you have not really used that to its full potential, right? That attachment should not be there. So anything you are investing your time in, anything you want to buy, anything you are working towards, think about how lasting, place, time, circumstance, everywhere it has to work. It has to give you happiness, right? But what we have seen with all the experiences we have had until our life is happiness is not the nature of any object, right? Then should it be the nature of the subject? If there are only two, subject and object are the only two things, right, in which we gain achievements. If we cannot achieve with objects, then we should achieve with subject. Who is the subject? I, the experiencer, am the subject. That means I am the source of happiness. I am the source of infinite bliss. I am what I am seeking. What I am seeking is not outside of me. It is inside of me. It is me. It is not even inside of me. It is me. Aham Brahmasmi. Right? And the essence of Vedas is just that. It'll help you. It'll help you realize. It is not teaching you something that you do not know. It is helping you realize that you are what you're seeking for all the time. What is the true nature, right? Our true nature. In deep sleep, we don't have world. It doesn't matter on how luxurious bed you're sleeping. You don't feel the bed. In deep sleep, you don't feel the bed. You don't feel, there is no world of objects. There is no house, nothing. Your family doesn't matter. You're sleeping next to your husband, but in deep sleep, you don't even know that he exists, right? If none of that is, and deep sleep, like we are very happy, right? There is no sorrow in deep sleep. If none of the world and the people around us are needed in deep sleep for our experiencing happiness, then objects alone don't make us happy, right? Here he is trying to hit it very hard, giving so many examples that external worldly objects don't make you enough happy. He takes the example of ice cubes. Ice cubes in certain conditions, in certain circumstances, at certain temperature, they stay in ice cube, frozen. Once you keep it in room temperature, it will slowly melt and become water. Why? Because that is its true nature. Everybody in deep sleep, you go into true happiness because that is your nature. That is your soul's nature. True nature is to be in happiness. Everything goes towards its inherent nature. We go towards joy. Why are we changing? Why are we seeking? Is because we are trying to go to our true nature. Everything you do in life is progressing you towards your true nature, right? And our own true nature is never a burden to us. People will be like, oh my God, I don't want to start spirituality now. It's like too much a burden. I have so many other things to do. I don't have time. No, it is not like that. Anything you do that is your true nature, you don't need effort. Ice cube, you don't have to put any effort. You just put it in room temperature. It will automatically melt without any external force, any difference. Nothing is needed. You just leave it there. So for us, to go to our true nature, we don't need any effort. You just have to be yourself. That's all it is. All the efforts, what we are doing, which is draining us out, is trying to be something which is not our true nature. That's why it is taking effort and it is draining us, right? Unconditioned, objectless happiness is our true nature. Objectless happiness. That is very important. So there are two types of achievements. One is apraptasya praptihi. Apraptasya. Prapti means to gain. Apraptasya ante without gaining something, I'm gaining something, right? I'm gaining some ungained thing that I don't have it. So for example, let's say I want to become rich. What do I need? I need two things. I need to know how to make money and I need to work hard to gain it. So knowledge plus action equals gain, right? I want to accomplish something. I want to win a prize in a competition. I have to learn how to the craft of it. And then I have to work hard to go become first and get the trophy, right? That is apraptasya praptihi. I'm trying to gain something that I don't have. Praptasya praptihi. That means to gain something that you already have. That means you're not gaining anything new. You are getting the realization that where things are. The example is, I misplaced my keys, car keys. I'm heading out. I'm like, where is my car keys? Oh my God, I usually put it here next to the side table. It is not there. I search the drawers, I search my purse, I search here, I ask everybody, I get mad at everybody. It is not there. My son will come and say, Amma, did you check your pockets? I'm like, oh gosh, it was always in my pocket. I already put it in my pocket and I forgot. So what did I gain something new? No. With my ignorance that I did not have it with me, I did not remember that I had it in my pocket. I was searching for it. Once the ignorance was gone, I figured out where my keys were. That is not a new gain. It is something which is in me already, with me already, right? That is called praptasya praptihi. So for praptasya praptihi, what do you need? You just need knowledge. There is no action needed, right? Because there is no effort needed. You just have to realize that it is there with you. The ignorance has to be gone. How can ignorance be gone? With knowledge, right? So for this, for praptasya praptihi, there is only knowledge. I thought this was very funny. How to find a lost key? Somebody wrote 8 steps there. It is really funny. It says, firstly, check the hook where the key usually hangs. Then check the pocket of these trousers. And then the shorts. And these other shorts that you cannot recall having worn. Now check the hook again, really check it. And the trousers again. And the shorts. And the other shorts that you cannot recall wearing. Now repeat steps 1 to 8. Repeat them again. Repeat them once again. And I guarantee you, you will find the key. This is what we do in our life. We search for things, for happiness, at the places where it is not there at all. We forget that it is always on the hook. We did not look at it. That's all it is. I really loved how somebody created this. So what we learned is to gain about self. Self is me. How can I find me somewhere else? So praptasya praptihi. I need to gain something that I already have. So how will I gain that I already have? I don't know action is required. I just need the knowledge that I am me. I am self. I have everything. I am happiness. I am eternal happiness. I am consciousness. I am bliss. I need to realize that. I don't have to do any action. Only knowledge is enough. That's why they say karma yoga alone will not give you moksha. Jnana yoga will give you. The day you realize I am consciousness, I am everything, I am you, you are me, we are all the same. The day you realize that and you practice it in your actions consistently every day with that awareness, that's when you'll get moksha. So karma yoga cannot take you, action cannot take you to moksha. The knowledge will take you to moksha. That's why, people say that Swamiji, every time, Swami Chinmayananda and everybody, right, all the Swamis, they say that you are a sannyasi, you don't know, you don't have wife, you don't have kids, you don't have to go to a job. How do you understand our problems? So they say that you might not have that. We go and when they are brahmacharis, right, when they are getting trained, they have a lot of other brahmacharis with them. They have to, like, we have all the things, all the drama that you have with us also. Like, to abstain from something that you love is very, very difficult. They have chosen that life. It is the most difficult life. You feel that, oh, once I become a sannyasi, I don't have to deal with samsaric things, right? Everyday things. That is not true. It is easier to do this than that. So self is now never far from us in terms of time or place, right? And it won't change. Our self won't change based on those, and it is never far. It is with us. So you don't have to go far. You don't have to be in a different place, during a different time to know about self, right? So only with self-knowledge, we can understand what we are. Now, the next thing is knowledge. Now, it is understood that I have to have knowledge. Only through knowledge, I can understand myself. What are the 3 factors? When it comes to knowledge, what are the 3 factors? Any knowledge. Prameya, the object to be known. Pramata, the knower of the object, right? And pramana, means of knowledge. So object to be known. Let's say I want to learn how to swim. So the object to be known is swimming, right? I need to have a pool and I need to learn. The knower of the object, I need a swimming instructor, right? And then means of knowledge. Means of knowledge is the swimming pool itself, right? How will I go? How will I, do I have transportation, go there, have a swimming pool, get a membership? That is all. Those are the 3 factors if you want to learn something. Now, what are the means of the knowledge? Different means of knowledge is direct perception, inference, and words. Direct perception means what? Pratyaksha pramana. I need to have the knowledge that I can touch it, I can feel it through my sense organs. I can say that this is there. That is the information, right? I have it. Pratyaksha pramana is that I can physically see it. I will buy a house if I know that I see the land. If you just say that there is somewhere, I will not. I have to see the land for me to register for or buy the land kind of thing, right? Pratyaksha pramana. Inference means anumana pramana. Inference means what? Based on our perception and knowledge, we infer a thing. That means, let's say that example is whenever there is smoke, there is fire. We know that. So when we see the smoke, we are not sure of the fire, but we will make an assumption that there is fire somewhere. Through inference, we have got that knowledge, right? Now, then the other one is Sabda Pramana. Sabda Pramana means, Sabda means words. So by listening to somebody, right? By hearing to somebody, by reading something, right? You gain knowledge by that. So both inference and word knowledge are based on direct perception, right? This is how you, basically, this is like literally dismantling it into the fine grains of how do I get this knowledge, right? So basically it is trying to explain, you have to be very clear. And this is the knowledge. I love this because at the end of the day, I'm still in a transactional world. I'm still doing things. This, what it makes me is, it makes it very clear to me on where I'm investing my energies. If I am investing in a certain class, if I'm investing in this, what am I doing? Does this person know what they are talking about? Do they have enough qualifications and credentials? Now let me do this. And what is the means? Do I have the money to pay for the class? Do I have a way to go to the class? The thing is, we all do this unconsciously, we all do this, but the more clarity you have, the more precisely you do these things, it is such a less, you won't drain your energy much. Right away, you'll come to the right conclusion. You'll not get conned. You will not get, it will not take forever for you to read something, things like that. So self-knowledge, how do we gain it? Knower, who is the knower? We talked about 3 factors, right? Knower is pramata. I'm self. I'm the knower because I know about myself. You don't know about myself. I know about myself. Object to be known. What is the object that I want to learn here? About self, right? So the knower and the object is the same, self. Now, how do I perceive it? What is the means with which I learn? If I cannot perceive myself, my true self, you have to understand the self with capital S is not my body. I'm not talking about, if I say myself with a lower S, that is my body. That is the Madhuri that you know, the body you see. I'm talking about capital S, self is my Atman, right? That cannot be perceived through my sense organs. So that direct perception is gone. Through inference, Anumana Pramana, like I don't have the knowledge of it in any indirect way to figure out that, right? So what is the thing that is left? Sabda Pramana. Sabda Pramana means somebody who already knows that should tell me how to do it, right? That means verbal testimony. That verbal testimony is Vedas. That Sabda Pramana is Vedas. Vedas has given on how to find out about yourself. It has very clearly, very practically, step by step, what are the 8 steps to spirituality. In Viveka Chudamani, second sloka is that. What are the 8 steps to spirituality? It basically cuts out all the noise and it crystal clear. It gives you step 1, step 2, step 3. Just follow these steps. Go by step by step. They will say you need to have faith, but you need to have self-verification also. Each step, see if I'm improving or not. Your satisfaction should keep increasing with each step. That's how you can tell, not somebody telling you. And actually people will start noticing. The moment you are improving, people will start noticing, right? Like, for example, Maitreyi has known me since I was in college, since I was 20 years old, 19 years old. So if I am heading towards spirituality, she is the perfect person to say. It is not your family members again, because they can be biased. And if you are very too close also, you will not see the improvement as much. Somebody who is a little distance, but they have stayed in touch with you, they have known you before, they will know how you have improved. They will see the difference. The world around you will see the difference. You clearly will know the difference. When you are going step by step, if you are not happy where you are, that means you are taking a detour. You are still progressing, but you are not doing the shortest way possible, because that's making you sad, right? So Vedas are the source. So this entire 1 hour, I don't know how long it has been, all this time we have come to a place to say that Vedas are the ones which we need to seek to know the self. They are called Apaurishaya Grantha. Apaurishaya Grantha means Paurusha. Purusha means human, right? Apaurishaya means they're not authored by humans. And what did they do? They discovered the truths or laws of nature, the laws of world, the beings living in it, all the beings, not just humans, ultimate truth, right? All the discoveries that are made in Vedas. Now, who wrote the Vedas? If nobody wrote it, how did we get it? They're revealed like gravity. You know how gravity is, if Newton did not discover gravity, somebody else would have, right? Until Newton discovered gravity, does it mean that nobody knew about gravity? No, they knew. It was not published or made official or spread it in a way that Newton did it. He went on doing so much research on it and explained everything, right? Like that. So gravity was revealed to Newton, right? It was revealed to Newton out of his curiosity. Apple fell in his leg. Why did it fall down? Why did it not go up? What is the thing that made it fall down? He took that curiosity and he did a lot of experiments, dig deep to see what is going on. And then he came up with the concept of gravity, right? Similarly, the Vedas were revealed to sages during their meditation, during their tapassu, right? Now, later it was compiled by sage Vedavyasa. Why do we have written format today? Because Vedavyasa compiled it later on. What are the main? There are two main topics of Vedas. It is about dharma, what is your duty, and Brahman, what is the universal truth, right? Yourself. When it comes to dharma, it is about the laws governing. Any time there is anybody, anywhere, there has to be a law. There has to be some governing laws, otherwise there is chaos, right? To have an organized life, a civilization, there has to be laws. So the laws governing the individual, Jiva, the world, Jagat, and the creator, Ishvara, and their interrelationship, that is dharma. How am I supposed to be with my mother? How am I supposed to be with my employer? How am I supposed to be with my husband? What is my duty? What is my role, right? And what is my relationship with world of objects, with people, everything, with the creator? How am I? Who am I created? Who somebody created me? If somebody created me, what is my purpose of life? All that is dharma, right? The laws of karma by which man can lead a successful worldly life. Successful worldly life, whether you like it or not, this is karma bhumi. You have to perform action. So how can I perform action? What are the laws of action, right? All that is there in dharma. These are written in karma kanda and upasana kanda. That is dharma. The entire thing of our Vedanta talks is centered around Brahman, right? The knowledge of the ultimate truth, self-knowledge. And to know it, what are the questions I'm going to ask? Very, very fundamental, basic questions. Who am I? If I'm not, if you take out the body, if you take out my name, my identity, if you take out what is my identity, I am Madhuri. If you ask me to tell me about myself, I'm saying I'm Madhuri, I'm so-and-so, I'm a female, I'm daughter of so-and-so. Depending on who asked me that question, if my mom's relatives ask me the question, how can I make them understand who I am? I'll say I'm daughter of so-and-so. If I am in an IT field, I will say I work for this company. If I am in a spiritual context, I'll say I'm a life coach. If I am along with Chinmaya Mission people or something else, and I'll say, hey, I go to San Ramon Chinmaya Mission, you know? So who am I if all this identity is removed? If you remove all this, then what do I talk about myself? Who am I, right? And then what is my goal in life? All these questions are answered in the Jnana Kanda, Upanishads and Vedantas. So that is what will be focus of our Vedanta talks. So coming to, we are almost at the end. Coming to Vedanta texts, Prasthanatrayi means there are three main Vedanta texts: Upanishads, Brahma Sutras, Bhagavad Gita. These are very difficult to comprehend if you don't have any knowledge of the basics of Veda, because they're already, it's like, how will you do algebra if you don't know arithmetic kind of thing? You need to know addition, multiplication, division, and all those things. Slowly build on those concepts. Then you will understand algebra. Then you will understand integration, differentiation, derivatives, and all that, right? You need the basics first. Prasthanatrayi are these. People who go directly to these, I did, right? I was growing up, I did like My summer programs, extracurriculars were that. Mahabharat, Ramayana, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, all these things. But how much did I understand? Because I did not have the basics enough. I grew up with those things. I'm actually glad, really glad I had that foundation, because now I don't have to really struggle to read a Sanskrit sloka or something. So that foundation really helped. Knowing one sloka in a certain context really helped, because now with my experience, my perception is different, my understanding is different. So these Prakarana Granthas, the second part is Prakarana Granthas, are the introductory texts. They are basics of Vedanta in simple terms. So they are Tattvabodha, Bhajagovindam, all those things, right? They are all Viveka Chudamani. These are all Prakarana Granthas. That means they are teaching you the concepts of Vedanta. They are arithmetic. They are arithmetic of the math world. First, learn those, get comfortable with it. The more you can memorize it, the more mental math you can do, algebra becomes very easy. It is a matter of implementing all these by simplifying the equation. It doesn't matter how many variables I throw at you in your equation. Your goal is, I know how to solve it. I know how to dismantle it into little things. I know I'm really good at my arithmetic. I can do this, right? The stronger you are in the foundations, the better you'll enjoy it. How do people enjoy math? If you see people who enjoy math, they're really, really good at their basics, because that doesn't bother them anymore. The volume of the problem does not bother them anymore. They're more curious on solving it. Like, how do I solve this? Right? So that is what we are going to do. We are going to understand the basics so well that tomorrow, while doing this itself, when you read one Bhagavad Gita sloka, you will be like, oh, now I get it. Now I get what it means, right? So we are going to start. This is all introduction. This is all introduction. We are going to start with Tattvabodha. It is authored by Adi Shankaracharya. It is an introductory test, Prakarana Grantha, and it has the essence of Vedanta and its terminology. We are going to first get the terminology right, so that whenever you are reading a sloka, the reason is, if you don't get the terminology right, if you don't understand a word, what happens is, you can read the commentaries of different people, but you don't know how to apply it in your real life. One word, I can apply it in my life however I want it, if I understand the meaning of that word, right? So, and all this is done in a simple question and answer style. So this Tattvabodha doesn't have full-fledged slokas. It is Uparitaha Kaha. What is Uparita? It's asking, a student is asking a question and the teacher is answering in a sentence format. It is not full slokas. Later on, what I will do is the fourfold qualification. What are the qualifications of a seeker? When it comes, it is there, the concept is introduced, but it is explained very deeply in Viveka Chudamani. So I'm going to bring those slokas into here. I'm going to embed them and then teach. So that's what I'm going to do. So the commentary by Swami Tejo Mayananda, it really simplifies. Do you see how he has done just the introduction? So it really helps us understand the concepts. Okay, so that is what I have for today. So today we are going to do the closing prayer. And again, in Chinmaya Mission, every Balvihar class, Vedanta class ends with this prayer. So we are going to say this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. So because this is the first time, I'm going to explain this sloka as well. Purna means full. Purna Madha means that is full. What is that? The universe, the world, anything. Purna Midam. Idam means me. I am also full. Okay. Now, Purna Purna Mudachyate. My Purna, my fullness came from. So here, when they say that, they are talking about God or one consciousness, right? So my fullness came from the God's fullness. But the God's fullness is greater than my fullness, because I'm still figuring it out. Because the God's fullness is all knowing. I am still don't know myself yet. But still, even that said, I'm still part of that one fullness, right? Now, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vasishyate. Even if you take out something from me, it will not reduce my fullness. You can interchange that fullness with infinite ultimate, eternal kind of thing. So to give you an example, at least this is my understanding, okay? I did not read this anywhere, but my understanding, how I understand it, perceive it is, if there is an ocean, that is, let's say God, full consciousness, right? I am a drop in the ocean. My true nature, the nature of the water, oceans is nature, water, true nature, that stays the same. If you take out me as a drop from the ocean, my true nature is still the same. But am I the ocean? I am not. But my true nature of water still stays with me, right? So just because one drop is removed from the ocean, does it reduce the ocean in any way? No. Just because I am taken out from the ocean, does it remove my true nature? No. That is the concept. Basically, it is to explain the concept of one consciousness, that we are figuring it out, but we are, whether the drop of water comes out or stays, you are an ocean, you are one consciousness. So that is what it is. So I'm going to end it here.